In the twilight, the colors collide, clouds transforming like a warrior's bride. Thunder, flash of light in the sky wars. We prepare for the fight. Above the clouds, battles rage on. Stars bear witness to the dawn. Feel the power, hear the sound. In the sky will we stand our ground. With the dreams of flight, we'll soar so high. Together we'll conquer beneath the vast sky. Through the jet zoom, they paint the blue. Missiles and magic, an area crew. Galaxies clash with a blazing ignite. In the sky wars, we dance with the night. Echo of freedom, a cry and a call. In the sky wars, we rise or we fall. Feel the power, hear the sound. In the sky wars, we stand our ground. With the dreams of flight, we'll soar so high. Together we'll conquer beneath the vast sky.
After John and I have been acquainted, he showed me around the ship. Once we made it to the crew cabins, we stopped at one of the doors. John opened it, then said,
"This will be your cabin. Under your bed is where you'll store your items, like clothes and stuff. Then over there is your bathroom with a shower."
I look around the room. It's like a motel room, but with fewer weirdos. I turn to John with a smile. "Thank you, John, for showing me around. I appreciate it."
"Oh, it was nothing. Just wanted to help out a fellow partner, heh."
John chuckled. I couldn't help but giggle lightly.
All hands prepare for liftoff.
I felt the ship lightly moving. It moved so gently that it didn't feel like it was levitating. But before I knew it, John motioned his hand to me, informing me that I needed to hang on to something. When I did, I felt my feet no longer touching the floor, and I felt my anxiety coming in with my overwhelming thoughts. But I felt John's hand on my shoulder. I turned my head to him. He had a smile on him that was so warm and calming.
"It's gonna be fine. The GSS is gonna kick on just about now."
My feet are finally back on the floor. This was the first that I ever felt my body levitate without anyone involved in it. After I got my composure back, John started to chuckle. "Yeah, the first is always a doozy, heh." I look at him confused. "So we are high enough to be lighter than a dime?" I asked. John smiled while nodding. "Indeed, so that way we can fly past and over the mountains without any problems." We started to walk again. John continued to show me around the stern. Then afterward, he showed me the gunship hangar. John explained to me that gunship's primary purpose is for troop assault. So that explains why the gunship was roomy for 38 people, I awkwardly thought to myself. Then John turns to me. "Oh, before I show you our fighter, do you want to see something amazing?" he asked. I nod my head. "Sure." John grabs my hand. I blushed a little with his firm grip. He led me through the cabin wing towards a staircase that leads up towards the top. I started to question our heading. John, where exactly are we going?" He looks at me with a smile. "It's a surprise, trust you'll like it." John persuade. I was a little excited and nervous at the same time. Once we arrived at a door, he opened it, and a gentle flow of wind came through. John led me through the door, and I couldn't help but admire the sight in front of me. The sun showers a warm light over us. The wind gently flows through the air, making a beautiful sound. It almost sounded like singing, and clouds flow like an ocean. They spin like a wave, then they flatten as they slam into other clouds. It seems so magical. It's a whole different world in the sky, and I couldn't help but tear up to the sounds with the scenery in the mix.
"It's amazing, isn't it?"
I wiped my tears away and turned to him with a smile. "Yes, it is, especially with the beautiful sounds." He smiled, then walked towards the rail. "Do you know what sounds are?" John asked. I looked in his direction where the clouds were flowing. "They sound like singing to me," I answered.
"Well, your ears do not deceive you. Some call it the singing of the wind. Others call it the singing of the angels. All depends how it sounds and means to you."
John explained. After a few more minutes, we left for our hangar where our fighter was parked. He showed me around the Exeter of the fighter, then John showed me the Anita. John knew he didn't need to show me the controls, but he still should me them. But it's not like I'm complaining. When we're not training or in a battle, we help out in the ship by helping with cleaning, cooking, maintenance, weapon dynanesis, and doing maintenance on our fighter. We gotta make sure she's in great fighting shape, John explained. I wrote everything down on my wrist pad so I could study it. Everything was slow until one day when everything had become dramatic.
Ma'am, we're getting an emergency transmission from Terra Orion. Patch them through.
Mayday, this Corporal Sean of the Terra Orion Defense Force. We're under attack by the Stragas and losing numbers rapidly, we gar.
Those Strega dogs make way to Terra Orion. Double the power we need to get there before it's too late. Get our fighters out there.
Yue, we need to gear up and get ready to fight. This is for real.
Okay.
Okay, unlocking guns. Ready, Yue?
Yes, let's shoot these bastards out of the sky. After Olympus's performance of might and power, we went home to her to refuel and rest up for the battle for Orion.
Once we reached the Terra, the sight was horrifying. The enemy ship was bombarding the Terra.
All fighters get ready for battle!
John and I ran to our fighter, then launched to the heavenly battlefield. John unlocked our weapons, and we started to attack the enemy fighters. I took down 6 enemy fighters, but I missed a few.
Damn it. John, we got some bogeys on our sides.
Roger that. Hang on.
After the barrel roll, the enemy was behind us and in my sights. I hurried to sync with John's movements, then blasted them out of the sky. Ma'am, we're getting a transmission from the enemy ship.
Put them through.
Ah, Lori, it's been a while.
You and I both know it hadn't been long enough, Norwich.
Now, Lori, is that how you treat your big brother? Now I'm hurt.
You may be my brother, but that said surrender now or be destroyed.
Ha 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 ha, now there's that fire in your heart.
Now all batteries aim for the enemy ship.
During the battle, the enemy ship had sustained damage critically that made Norik order his ship to retreat. Damaged but with no threat of going down, the Olympus kept firing until Norik's ship was out of range. After the battle, we went back to our ship and tried to help out with the wounded plus with the repairs. I helped the medics with the wounded and the deceased, while trying to keep a brave face, but the screams of agony made it hard to do so. After helping the medics, I went to wash off the blood on my body. When I turned off the water, I dried off and put on a clean uniform, then walked to the top deck. Once I made it there, I walked towards the safety rail, to look off to the clouds to clear my head. I don't know how long I've been staring towards the clouds.
I thought I'll find you here. UAR, you gonna be okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
You know, Yue, it's not healthy to hold everything in. Look, I am your partner, you don't need to act strongly with me.
All of a sudden, my eyes started to tear up rapidly. Then my body moved on its own, and I planted my face into his chest. As I weep, I felt John's hand on the back of my head. I could feel the gentle warmth of his embrace, and I finally spoke while still weeping. I can still hear and feel their pain. It hurts so much. I mean, I knew there was going to be some casualties, but not this much. Even the whole Terra self-defense force was all wiped out.
I know it isn't easy, it never is, but the best thing we can do is just keep on fighting. Not just for the living and the dead, we also gotta fight for ourselves too, just to move forward. In this war, or any war, we never know how many lives will be taken. Just like what they say, the only God knows.
By morning, I got dressed in a black uniform, then exited my room to meet up with John. Once I met up with him, we started to walk towards the gunship bay.
You look good with your hair down.
Thank you. You look great yourself.
Once we made it to the bay, we lined up to get ready for the final send-off for our fallen comrades. The send-off had started when one of the officers played the trumpet while every pod started to walk by. Everyone that lined up had started to salute one by one like a light post lighting the dark streets.
We thank every one of you for your sacrifice in this dire conflict that had happened on this Terra and in the air. Because of this, all of the citizens and your home is once safe again. And I, Captain Laurie of the Olympus, speak on everyone's behalf. We'll promise to honor you all by living to tell your story. May the angels guide you to your last destination. Farewell, my friends.
After Captain Laurie's speech, the gunships launched into the clouds, to the families of the fallen. Everyone went back to the repairs, and I went to start cooking with my friends.
I heard that Commander Taurus found a survivor still clinging to life barely, but the kicker is that he's the lieutenant from the Terra Defense Force.
Yeah, the lieutenant had bled out a lot. It was a wonder how he was still hanging on.
I finished making the side dishes and walked out as fast as I could.
Yue, where you're going?
Oh, Stacy, I didn't see you there. I was just heading to the cabin deck.
Hey, Yue, do you think you can deliver this food to cabin 68? I hate having to ask you this, but you see, I have a lot to...
Sure, Stace, I got it.
Thank you, Yue. You're the best.
I continued to walk till I made it to cabin 68 when I knocked.
Come in.
Hesitant, I slowly opened the door and saw a man. He looked like he just went through a lot to crawl out of the pits of hell. I looked around and I saw his open chair. There's no doubt it was
Here's your food, sir.
I know I'm not looking my greatest, but you don't have to dwell on it. What's your name, Ms.?
My name is Yue Zoma.
Yue is a beautiful name. I'm Lieutenant Davis, but you can call me Davis. So are you interested to know what happened down there?
I didn't say anything, just nodded quietly. Then Davis started to tell his story of the battle.
In the sky so high, the Olympus sails with a crew of brave hearts and a wind in their sails through stormy skies.